There is legislation pending if you are a veteran getting your care at a VA facility and you didn't get Medicare Part B because you don't need to. It is not required to get care in the VA. But a lot of vets do sign up for Part B at 65 and they get a Medicare Advantage plan. One of the most popular plans, the most popular plan, is called the Humana Honor plan. But United Healthcare has a Patriot plan, Aetna has an Eagle plan, different companies have plans built for veterans. They don't have a drug benefit because people get their drug benefits through the VA. So they're getting federal benefits through the VA and they're getting Medicare with a private Medicare Advantage where the government gives money to the VA and the government gives money to Medicare Advantage. So about 30 different Congress people signed a bill saying, hey, this looks a little bit like double dipping. We think that if somebody that is on a Medicare Advantage plan gets care in the VA, like inpatient, outpatient, regular care, that the VA should get paid, should be reimbursed. Like if somebody with Medicare Advantage went to a doctor, had a surgery, they would have to pay those copays. I don't think it will pass. Remember, 90% of all legislation that is put out there that you hear about every day in the news always dies. It doesn't get passed. It doesn't turn into law. And I don't think this will get any legs, but it's worth talking about because stranger things have happened. The main thing to know if you are a veteran is that you are not required to sign up for Medicare Part B. Now, I always tell my personal clients, if you can comfortably afford it, that's dependent on your budget, if you can comfortably afford it, I would love for you to sign up for Medicare Part B at 65 and get a $0 Medicare Advantage plan built for veterans and hope you don't use it. But if you do need to use it because you don't have access to the best specialists in the VA, because the wait at the VA, that's not me making it up, you can Google it. It can be very, very long and frustrating. There's a lot of red tape at the VA, okay? It depends on your facility. Like I said, I'm not bad talking the VA. But if you are frustrated with the VA, or maybe you're not close to a VA facility, maybe you're like, yeah, it's about a 2-hour drive. I would prefer to have a Medicare Advantage plan so I can go to the doctor that's 5 minutes from my house. Having your private insurance gives you that flexibility. A lot of veterans are interested in going this route and signing up for Medicare Part B and getting a private Medicare Advantage plan because many, but not all, Medicare Advantage plans will give you some money back. It's called a Part B Giveback. This varies dramatically from county to county, let alone state to state, and from year to year, and again, from company to company. But many give you some money back. So they might give you $50, $100 back to help pay for Medicare Part B. So that kind of softens the blow. But many veterans are interested in buying Medicare Advantage insurance, enrolling in the insurance, because they want the extra benefits. And those are all over the board. You see all those ads on TV and people say, is that a scam? Like, can you really get? No, it's not a scam. The plans all vary. So your plan that's available in your county might offer $2,000 worth of dental, but next county over where your sister lives might not have any dental. So that's why the ads are like a little bit scammy. So it needs to say money for utilities, money for transportation. We'll give you Lyft and Uber vouchers. We'll pay for money for your service dog. We'll pay for an exterminator. All those extra benefits are real, but they're not available everywhere. If they're available where you live, it is something to consider when you're weighing, do I want to stay just with my VA benefits, which you can. And like I said, most vets, they're happy with the VA care. Remember, you got to think about at 65, most people are pretty healthy. And when you're healthy, it's really hard to think that you might never be healthy again, that everything can turn on a dime. So you want to try to make that decision thinking down the road when you're not as healthy, maybe as you are right now. So let's say I'm healthy. I go to the VA like once a year, or no, I'm healthy. Okay, then the VA seems simple. Don't mess with Medicare, don't mess with Medicare Advantage. But what if you got a lot of stuff? You got a lot of stuff going on. And the VA facility, again, is a lot farther drive from your house than the doctors that you would like to go to. Now, you'll say, but the VA has a community outreach program where they can recommend, they can send you to doctors out of the VA. It's not as easy to get. Again, I don't want to badmouth the VA. I'm just trying to educate you. It's not as easy to get outside the VA for care as sometimes their literature makes it seem. So when you're turning 65, before you decide, I don't want Medicare, you need to know, one, you don't need it. If you don't want it and you're happy and you live close to the VA, you do not need it. If you only plan to get your care at the VA, I would not sign up for Medicare Part B. I would not pay for it. Medicare Part B costs the average person in 2025 $185 a month. So if I'm not going to use it, and the VA doesn't require it, why spend the money? Now, Part B for 2026 is expected to be $206.50 a month. And it's just going to keep going up and up and up. So like I said, if you're not going to use it, I wouldn't get it. And I do deal with veterans every day. They're like, yeah, when I turned 65, I thought I had to get Medicare. I go, do you get all your care at the VA? They go, yeah. Drop it. I don't know why you have it. They're like, I thought I had to get it. No, the VA doesn't require it. Can you drop it at any time? You can. You can Google terminate Medicare Part B. The form that will pop up is CMS-1763. Fill that out, send it at any time into the Social Security office. They will terminate your Medicare Part B. But can you get it back later? Sure. So let's say two years from now, you're like, I'm not happy with my VA facility right now. I think I would like to get Medicare Part B back and maybe get a Medicare Advantage plan. You can do that, but now it's 2 years that you didn't have Part B. So 2 years without it equals a 2-year penalty. The government gives you a 10% penalty for every year that you were eligible that you didn't have it. So that'd be 20% extra. So you'd have to pay 20% extra for Part B every month for the rest of your life. So when you terminate Part B, which like I said, a lot of people, I tell them to terminate. I'm like, you're not using it, you don't want to use it, you don't plan to use it, I feel comfortable with you terminating it. But if you terminate it, you have to understand you can get it back. It might be really expensive to get it back. So when you're making all your healthcare decisions, don't just think about how healthy you are right now. Try to think down the road, what if I got cancer? Think about people you know and the journey they've been on with their healthcare. Did they have to go to California to see some specialist? Did they have to go to the best eye doctor in Houston, Texas, and fly all the way from Michigan? Or they go to the Mayo Clinic in Rochester because their cancer is so rare. You know, we all know those people. It's not like they just got sick and they went to the doctor down the street and they got their treatment and they were done. That's what we hope. That's our idealized idea of getting sick. Doesn't always work that way, right? So when you're making these decisions, don't just think about how healthy you are right now. Think about worst case scenario, and then you think about your budget. It always comes back to what you can afford. So if you can comfortably afford Part B, I'd do it. If you cannot, and you're happy with the VA, it's okay just to have your VA coverage. Thanks for watching. If you learned something today, tell another veteran, because most people do not know this. Give me a follow or subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, you might really like this video. Check it out. And we'd appreciate if you subscribe to our channel so you never miss a great video. We put out one every week. Check in the description below this video for a link to our cheat sheet on Social Security and Medicare. And you can also give us a comment if you have a specific question. Always feel free to call us or email us at the Medicare Family.